Something of a voyage of discovery. A lake I haven't fished before. In fact, up until I think last year, Mike Oxman, who manages it, told me it hadn't been fished for something like 19 years. So another one of those unknown sort of fisheries. It's only very, very small, set in a Somerset countryside. As you see here, very, very coloured, because it's, I guess, a lot of clay around here. Variety of species. It's not a big fish water. It's a fun fish water for somebody who wants a bit of rest and relaxation, peace and solitude. You'll certainly get that down here, hopefully. I'm rigged up. What am I using? Well, I've already plumbed down here and thrown some sweet corn in. It's quite early doors for me. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. Gone that, about 11:30 in the morning. I'm going to stay all day. Nothing big in here. I think the biggest carp was about 15, but that's way up at the top end of the scale. I think the rest are sort of 3 to 5s on average, so I'm told. I should try peg 9. Unfortunately, I've gone to this one and I can see now by looking at the other side that it goes 5. That's 6 that's been put upside down. Perhaps it's a surprise. It's a secret. It should have gone that way. There you go. Somebody winding me up already, Smith or somebody like that. So there you can see it, shallow at this end, a little bit deeper this end, and the run out goes that way. No lilies or anything like that I can see in here, so I can have a walk around now. Rig ups is what I'm using. Might seem a bit strange. It is just a block-in feeder there on a running ledger, BB to shot, stop it, size 12 hook there. So I'm going to fish just maggots, no ground bait in that, so the maggots can wriggle out and see what we can get going. Outside chance of a tench, again I think 2-pounders, something like that, 2 to 3 pounds. I'd be amazed if I get one. The way today started. Every bit of bread I put in the geese take. He said try bread on the surface for the carp. There's no chance. Match rod, 6-pound line, but I'm using one of Grant's ready-made pole rigs, and I've got into these a little bit, like I'll show you. It's there. I couldn't tell you what shot it takes. It has one of those, I think they call them Olivettes, one of those weights there. But you just take it out the packet. Here come the geese. Take it out the packet and tie it on, and away you go. And then the other way, which I thought was my banker for going looking for a carp, is the waggler float. The hook is, again, like about size 10, 12-15 inches, and that's purely to give me a bit of casting weight, and the fact that I don't know what the takes are like with these carp in here, because it's barely fished. So I've got a waggler float there, so I'll be shotted down like this, and when I see a swirl, if I get a swirl around the bread, then as it goes away, I don't want to strike too soon. I'll wait until that float moves. So I think, given the geese are all over me, best thing I can do is cover everything up here and just have a walk around the lake with the polarizing glasses. Not great, it's cloudy. It's supposed to be a lovely sunny June day. No, it's windy. Fortunately, I'm sheltered here a little bit by the trees. Very, very cloudy, and big rain coming in tomorrow, because I'm due out on a boat tomorrow, and that might be a bit sketchy, might be cancelled. So this weather system coming in might actually put the fish off. I'm going to have a walk around and see if I can spot anything cruising, put bread to it. I cannot scatter loose bread, because Monsieur Le Canada Goose and his pals are going to cream it. Right, let's get going. I've got one hooked up on the float, guys. I think I'm probably going to lose. You have to back up to get the line tight. I had one other. I couldn't see any. The water's so coloured you can't really see them. So it's pointless throwing any bread in, because the geese just eat it all. So I'm looking for one fish, literally, and casting to it. Because you can't see many, barely see them. I've got a fish on, that's all that matters. My first fish in this lake, which I've never fished before. I see that drag a bit. Slightly smaller hook. He's going well now. Mirror. Oh, nice looking dark mirror. What a pretty fish. I think you'll agree. A nice dark one, must be a very old fish. He's going to jump, I know. Let's get it back. Oh, I consider myself lucky. Come to get another battery. Just so start to move, I hear that beep beep, battery's gone. I don't know why. This old batteries, I know, but so I'm going back up in this corner, and I'm just going to have to walk along and see, just looking to see if I can any shape in the water, because I'm over there. Well, I'm not. I'm obviously here, Graeme. But I sort of chucked a bit of bait in over there, corn and stuff. Look at the geese, they just follow me round and around. Funny, really. Not. Anyway, if I've got to catch them by stalking the individual fish, so be it. Very, very tough because it's so coloured to see them unless they're on the surface. I imagine a hot sunny day it would be much better. So I'll just have, I could do the first hour walking and looking around to try and get something off the top for you guys like that. But the first take I had just boiled away, very, very sketchy, just nibbling at the crust, but a nice looking fish. So I've moved down to here. You forget the peg numbers, that doesn't matter, because basically I'm just walking around looking, but you can see I've got polarising glasses and I can barely see anything. They've absolutely got to be on the surface. I've got a feeling when the sun comes out, it'll be well, it won't today, but if it was a hot sunny day, probably a lot better, because you've got a lot of shelter around the edge here, big hill up there, and you can look a rise in the ground over there. So it's in a depression. I guess it's a natural like farm pond from years ago, I don't know. But anyhow, a nice, I'll tell you what, it's better to catch one nice sort of semi-wild old original fish like that than it is just to pile a load of pasties out from a pasty pond. Way, way more enjoyable. But of course now I want another one. You see what I got there? Waggler, maybe 15 inches to the float with just a piece of crust there. It's not the world's greatest crust, it's just the end of a sliced bread. And if I've got to cast a bit further, I can dip it like this once. I can't do that now, it goes too soft. I carry it around on my finger like this, ready to cast, and then when I see a fish I just dip it once to give me a little bit of casting weight, and when I cast it hopefully it doesn't come off. Well, there seem to be 4 or 5 fish going around in a little pack, whether that is the contents of this area and are swimming around. They're quite fast, but I can't target them. They're just moving too fast and I can't cast hard enough with the crust, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to sit down and fish properly now and chuck this feeder out probably off the end of the island, and then bait up again down here and start float fishing. It's the only way. I've got no shortage of bread, but I can't use it. I've got sweet corn, I'll tell you what I've got some old floating casters. I wonder if I catapult them out they might get something going. Probably the rudd. I've got maggots, but the problem with the maggots is, as Mike said, you've got to watch the rudd. Apparently they're of plague proportions of small fish. I'm sure they're probably demolished before they even get to the bottom. So I'll probably stick to corn. I've also got here cell pellets, more cell different pellets, 6 mils, 6 mils, and some ground bait. I want to chuck that bit of bread out. I think all that's going to do is get the ducks, get the geese. Yeah, they see that go on. He's way over the other side of the lake, and I can see Daddy Goose eyeing up that bread straight away as I threw it out. See, he's gone black, even in the freezer, sure to float. I tell a lie, quite a few of them actually do sink. That won't be much good to me sea fishing. That won't be much good to me sea fishing tomorrow, would they? Right, let's get the float out. I actually do like these pellets, they smell of sort of coconut or something. Oh, here we go. This is what Mike said. My maggots might not be a good idea. Looks like a rudd. And he tells me They are absolutely rammed in here, so that's why he's saying use sweet corn. I'm sitting too far away. There's quite a slope on the bank here, and I don't want to lose this rig up there because I don't want to shot up again. I can tell the rudder straight on it because the float won't shot, the Olivet won't. It's not taking it down quick enough. But well, I suppose if you want about 50 pounds of these, you could sit here all day doing this. But it's not a bad little rudder, not, you know. They could be smaller, couldn't they? I don't really want to feed them all the maggots. You probably get them even faster than this if you had a whip and fished a foot deep. They're just on it straight away. I don't imagine the maggot even gets to the bottom. It's off. Yeah, they're not too bad, are they really? Not too bad. I wouldn't want more than a few minutes on them. I suppose if you had a match you could get some good weights. I think I'm on the same maggot. Let's try double maggots. Get a bigger one, I'll put 3 on. With a red tag. Nothing on the feeder yet, it just got hammered straight away, so I imagine the maggots have been sucked to oblivion and there's nothing on the hook. Yeah, they're just stopping the 3 maggots going down now. That's kept off a little bit. The float actually came up in the water then. Yeah, it started to right like this and then did this, which means the fish has picked it up and he's lifted the weight off the bottom as well. So I think shallow up would do it, but really want to get like a tench. Oh, they're getting smaller. Okay, I've had to jump up and put the camera on, guys. I'm on the float. That's a single grain of sweet corn. It's peeled a bit of line off. What is it? It might be a tench, I don't know. He's thrown out quite a bit of mud. Yes, guys, it is indeed a nice tench. You can normally tell the tench with that sort of swirly, boily effect they have with the paddle of their tail when they come up near the surface. Well. It's me thinking they're about 1.5 pounds and they're not. Look at this one. That was a beauty. My goodness me. Look at this one. That's a turn up for the books, isn't it? And that's why they do that swirl on the surface, because they've got that great big paddle. Lovely looking fish. A quick picture and get him back. Got a leech on him, which I've not noticed many tench have leech. There we go. Well pleased. On the float as well. Not exactly in the margins, but nice fish. Well, a carp and a tench. Not speedy fishing, but if I could pick away all day, hopefully I might get another one. Well, one carp, they're coming close. Broke some bed up, threw it all out. Birds saw it over they come, game over. I've changed now from the feeders. No point putting the blocking feeder. I've tried out there, nothing. And having had that tench closer in, I've seen 1 or 2 bubbles. I feel I might as well just fish in there and just whatever, it is what it is, you know. But what you do if you want to sink the line, and it's gone a little bit still now, so it's tougher sinking the line. I get a little bit of washing up liquid, which we've done for years, 50, 60 years ago we used to use this. Just put it, wind up your line to the top there, and just a few drips over here, let it run on there, and you'll find that when you cast out, it should sink the line pretty quickly. It breaks the surface tension on the water, and it should go down. That way you don't have to keep tugging the line and maybe moving the bait out of position. Oh. He's in the bushes somewhere, Smith, I know. Oh, nice, up the tree, lovely, lovely. That's what you get talking to you people. You see what I mean? See what happens, what goes wrong. A little bit of washing up liquid, diluted, dripped onto the spool. We've used it 50, 60 years. And it helps you miss fish. So all I got is a swan shot, or not even a swan shot, a AAA link ledger. So it just slides up and down, stopped by a BB, about a foot from the hook. And I'm going to drop that in there as well. So the right hand rod I've got down here, my trusty hair grip bobbin, which is about as light as I could ever get, and a bite alarm just so that I can look away if I'm filming. I don't miss anything. I can't be bothered to change the quiver tip rod to just a standard tip. I just use the quiver tip section as it is. See if I can't get, oh, that look like a bite on the float. I suppose I could fish two floats if I wanted to. You can see the small fish are hitting this ledger one. It's actually so quiet here, what a change. Apart from the beeping machine. Peace and solitude. So anybody who wants a bit of peace and solitude, this is the place. Okay. I've been firing some of those floating casters out. You want to see them with this camera way over in that shadow line over there? Just to see if they would drift around a bit. There's a bite on that, small fish. And 3 or 4 carp came out and I could see their mouths going. So I wonder if I can get a piece of crust over there. I'll try there, see, I'll try and zoom in there. Let's get a few more casters out. Well, unfortunately I thought it was a fish, but I'm snagged. But because I've pulled up tight, can you see I'm at least a foot over depth? Something come up there. Oh, big branch. Let's get that out of the way. That accounts for no bites. Well, it's been a bit slow for the last few hours, but something else is hooked up here. I'm not sure this is a carp or a tench. Oh, a single grain of corn. Carp. He didn't do that sort of boiling on the surface that the paddle of the tench have. He's coming in quiet for a carp. I probably wish I hadn't said that now. He's in. Well, there we go. Isn't that peculiar, guys? I go around looking on the surface, and then I get one on a single grain of sweet corn. Here's Mike. Mike's the manager, aren't you, Mike? Yes. You say they're in there. The good sizes.
Yes, it's about an average size for them.
So there we go. You can see that one. Got that sort of lovely golden oldie, I call it, that sort of gold shape. That's a nice fat one though. I'd be pleased to catch a tench that big, Mike. Yeah. I've never seen one that big. Oh, tench. Well, there we go. It was a while coming, but tench or carp, they're all gratefully accepted. Well folks, want to go on the float, still that single grain of sweet corn. Sun's out, makes it much, well, more pleasurable is a word. But you can see, even though that wind is up there whistling with those clouds, look, it's lovely and still here. Oh, lovely tench, look at that. In he comes. He's not as big as the last one, but a good size. And a quiet one. Yeah. There we go. That's a nice fish. Look at that. I was pleased with that, you know. I didn't know they were going to be any that big. I thought they'd be sort of a pound or something like that. Absolute beaut. Alright, let's get him back. I rate these with the barbel, the traditional English fish. One of the favourites. Away he goes. A tench, and in the middle of the afternoon. Well, something of a dilemma now. I mean, should I fish a pair of float rods? Because I used to fish years ago, we all used to, a pair of float rods in the one swim. I wonder if I should do that instead of having the running ledger rod. I mean, I've made about 6 or 8 changes today so far, just to sort of tick along, pick the odd fish up. Now I've got a rud going there now, it's towing the float along like this. I think I might just try a second waggler float and just fish a pair of floats in that swim. Let's do it. The rud has dragged my sweet corn out the swim now. Well, it's gone pretty quiet now. Having said that, I've tried some worms. Mike left me a few worms, and I put them on with corn as well, which is good for tench, but unfortunately it's also good for the rud. So they're basically just getting hold of the tail of the worm and towing my float all over the place. And when I lift into it, I don't catch anything at all. So I think it's going back to, it's amazing. That was there. That was a whole worm. You know when you got problems with the rod because the float is not cocking, it's staying up, and then it just pulls off to the side. You can see now they're stopping the bait getting to the bottom, so I just got to fish corn. That's all you can. Maggots and worms, they're just mullowing, and I don't think I've had a fish on that yet on the ledger. I've got to go to corn on that as well. Can't put bread flake on. I think they're gonna have that. Obviously all they do is just tug all the time. And I'm on. So as many as you want of these guys. I mean literally as many. I think it's back to corn for me. Seen the old carp cruise around, but I've got to put a floating crust in front of them. I've got to be right on the case. I can't do both types of fishing. So later on, in the evening, I'll get my jump on, probably wind these 2 in, chuck a load of bait in, go around and see if I can pick off 1 extra fish. Well, I just put a float control on for carp and give me extra casting weight. Get out near the edge of the island, and I've got a carp hooked up. Not a huge fish, but listen, we're at the state of the day where we're going to take anything. Let's look at a common carp. Now maybe they'll start moving around a bit on the surface a bit more now. Come on, fish. There he goes. There we go. Common carp, I'm going to let him go. ASAP. Not big fish, 3 and a bit. Good old floating cast. I think I'm going to get rid of the last of floating casters now. Well, we're ticking along. We're actually ticking along a little bit, but nothing spectacular, just pleasant fishing in pleasant surroundings. I pulled a couple more sticks out there so they don't go in the sticks. Well, I'm using Grant's pole rig and it's doing very well because I don't have to shot it. It's already done. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I dread losing it or going up a branch and breaking off, and that's another tench, look. This is called Lucky Mike Swim. So every time he stands behind me, I get fish. Well, if these keep growing like this, Mike, they're going to be nice, aren't they?
Hopefully they'll grow on. Who knows how big they are in there?
Yeah, no one knows. And I was telling the guys here, it's not been fished prior to last year. It hasn't been fished, was it 19 years, you said?
So I was told then. That's the story.
Here we go, look, lovely. Lovely prime tench there. Bigger than I thought, to be honest. You know, these tench, I've got to say, Mike, they're much bigger than I thought, you know. Wow, they're ticking away nicely. Mirror on. Right over the back on floater now, they seem to be moving a bit. Yeah, lovely old looking fish, if that makes sense. I don't know what he goes, 5-6 pounds. Nice looking fish though. I can't say I've caught many like this, to be honest, that are dark, only when I was much younger, and they were the original fish. I wonder where these ones came from. Wow, that was way over by the island on like a long distance controller, which I don't normally use. Gotta get something to eat. If I don't, I won't, that's the saying. It is the luxurious cook-up of spag bowl or something similar. Wife's got me a tin of something or other. And then, yes, I've got the gas canister. Let's hope there's enough gas in here to heat up. Okay, put the right side on. At least it's not bread and sweet corn. Obviously I don't live like this normally, people, but when needs must, it's a meal. I've actually got a level area. That's a result in itself. Well, that is a bubbling and I have to take my moustache off. So I'll be careful eating that one. And to give it that extra gluiness, the wife's given me some cheese to go on it. That should stick very nicely to the pan. Well, I'm feeling at least one from over on the corner of that island. They're going right tight to it. And of course I'm going to put my bait down here in what I'm now calling the tench swim. Fingers crossed, have a bit of grub and have another hour or so. I think you'll agree that looks, well, it looks sort of different. It's a different ravioli. Oh, the presentation leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's food that will keep you alive hopefully till the morning. Just had a text from Tomo. Going to be rainy, windy, but the sea will be flat, he reckons. I'll settle for flat sea anytime. I do this because it washes the spoon at the same time. So it's actually dried potato soup, potato and leek soup I believe, with a hint of ravioli and cheese in it. And of course I'll do the washing up at the same time. Waste not, want not. I probably had that kettle since I was 11 years old. I was going to do tea and I just couldn't be bothered with it, milk and sugar. This packet soup does the same thing really. Wet and warm, that'll do. I've seen one come up with the rudder mullering it at the moment, and the air drift is going this way a bit, so I'm hopeful that I might pick another one up when I finish this soup. Oh, there's a decent carp standing out over there in the sunshine. They're swimming very fast, a lot of them. I don't understand that. Oh, it's not really... See, because it's not commercial water, they're not going nuts on all that, are they? If it's commercial water, that's gone in minutes, 2 minutes, this lot's gone. Because, you know, it's not fish, look at it. What a setting for an evening. Look at this up here. It's going to change tomorrow, big time. Sort of rain, wind and nasty stuff coming in because Tomo on the boat, so I'm on. The ravioli has stayed down. The rod ring looks a bit bent. And it's gone off into the middle of the lake, which is just where it suits me. A bent rod against the sunlight of the trees in the Somerset countryside. Oh dear, go back to the trees, to the island. I did have a feeling I'll get another one. There should be 7 and 3. 3/10. Yeah, it seems like it's really good fishing, but I've worked at this since this morning. So it's not been like incredibly easy. There's been some nice fish. I've had some nice looking fish. Even nice if I can get this one in. Look a common. They're definitely a little bit twitchy, but we'll... Where's it? We get him in. Come on, come on, come on, come on. He's in. There we go, look at that one. I just put it down on the ravioli. Very, very dark fish. Hooks out. He goes mad, let's put him straight back. I don't need a shower. And away he goes. Gone. And of course, just one more. I haven't had the soup yet. I feel it's scaldingly hot. That's the thing in these billy cans. It does keep everything really hot. Cheers. I'm having all sorts of problems today with batteries dying. And I just had this little thing, power bank, freebie I've had for years. I keep it for the top of the phone up. I said to Mike, why can't that charge the phone, charge the camera as well as the phone? He said it can, but you've got to take the lead out of here. So I'm hoping this will charge that battery up. Otherwise I'm totally stuffed because I've had another battery that I've lost. I've only got 2 and they're both really old and really sort of past their sell-by date, so they don't last very long. Let's hope it works. Unfortunately the old Canada geese have seen the bread going out and they've seen the carp activity, but I've managed to cast way down there in that shaded area. And I've picked up another fish by the look of it. Might actually be fish of the day, this one, people. That's weird because I was baiting up in there and I just cast down there to get away from the geese. And that's without putting any freebies in there. It's about the size of the first one, I think. Looks like a wildie, this one. But he's in. He can go wild now. Just a common. Well, that was more by luck than judgment, that one, people. I can't honestly say there's a huge amount of skill involved. I just cast to get away from the ducks and I got myself quite a nice looking common. Looking good. Nothing big. I haven't seen anything big in here at all. I want to say big in double figures yet, but they are in here. I just haven't seen them. This is a bomb site. It is the way it is, I'm afraid. Cast over by the island again. Didn't put any freebies out because of the geese. I've got number 9 on. And another one swelled out. It's weird. That's Mike seeing what I've caught, what numbers I'm up to. I haven't seen any big ones at all. They've all been 5s, maybe 6 top whack. But they've been, you know, good looking fish, haven't they? They've been nice looking fish. This might be a mirror. All good sport. Definitely changing from the waggler to this sort of controller thing. The little small one made huge difference, huge difference. It's given me the extra casting weight. Bear with me. Another common. I can hear that wind coming up. Oh yeah. Look at this one. That one might actually go about 8 pounds. Back it goes. Apparently 3 guys fishing here. Was it yesterday or the day before? Today I've been lucky, nobody's on it. Peace, solitude and fish. Yes folks, this might be the one. It's number 10 and he's coming in at pretty well there. Ten and a half. Happy days. It is a fatty. He's probably got 3 loaves of bread inside him. Chuck the last of the bait in and have a go for a tench. There we go. 10 and a half of your very finest Somerset carp. It may not have been caught for some years, or it might have been caught 2 days ago by those other guys. Either way, not bad fish, is it? I did think there might be just one in there that's got to be a decent size. Oh Christ, I nearly went then. Oh, I was nearly in there with him. He wants out. Gone. I'll give that a wash out because I'm not going to be weighing anything else. Unless it's a monster tench. I'm losing the sun to dry it out, so I'm going to leave that outside the car tonight because that's going to hustle. Right. Onwards and upwards with the tench. Float fishing. I'm on the float and it's just a ridiculous fight. I can't tell you. I don't know what it is. It feels like a foul hook carp. It's got the swirl by the tail of a tench. I haven't seen it yet. Look, the float's out of the water. It might be a foul hook tench because it is going completely crackers. That's a tench's tail there, definitely. Definitely a tench's swirly tail. What a scrap. He's just going mad. Come on. That's a nice tench. And that's a nice net. I hope the two meet. That's a fat one. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh my God. That's a nice. Oh, look at it, Graeme. Look at it. Good God. Good God, the rod's only a pound. Look at that tench here, people. Wow, that's worth getting out of bed for. And what a scrap. What a beauty. Is he not a million miles away from £4? Oh, that is a lovely looking fish. Well chuffed with that. What's that? 10 carp, 4 tench. Oh my God. And this setting as well. I just hope my battery is charging up on that little power bank unit. Look at that, Piao gone. Oh, there's our friends. Give it a rest, guys, and shove off. What have we got? Number 12. And you can see a lovely big gold one there. Hope he doesn't flap around. No more tench. And this is a little float that's definitely been doing the business. Can't even read what it says, too small. But look, put it in my hand, it's only small. It's weighted at the bottom there, it's got a weight on the bottom and its top end joint. So it's sort of a waggler in reverse, if you like, with a line coming through the top rather than the bottom. And there's the hook. I put it about, well, 15 inches from the flake. We're getting to the end now. Well, I'm going to have to stop pretty soon, guys. The lights are still good, but I'm on 14 carp. I don't know what it is, 4 tench, 3 tench. Tench are bubbling around the float, but it hasn't gone away at all. So obviously I got rid of the ledger rod, and I'm just concentrating over by the island with the carp on the top, and I'm trying to be like tennis, you know, splitting 2 courts there, and see if I can get the best of both worlds. Now he's the same size, all pretty much, other than that one double, sort of peas in a pod. Oh God. I think I'm nearly done. Literally nearly done. You know, the gentleman over there fishing in the margins. I could go sea fishing tomorrow.